Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to use a bunch of the Charlotte Tilbury makeup that I previously purchased during the Sephora sale, and I'm also going to be using a bunch of loved products from that brand. So I'm kind of doing like a full face. I think I have pretty much everything. I think the only thing is a primer, but there's a product here that I love that I can use for primers. So before we get into it, if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell so you'll know when I put out a new video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so the first thing I want to show you guys is this moisturizer. This is actually the Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturizer. This is an all year hydrating summer tint moisturizer. So basically how I use this is I usually put on a primer and then I actually go in with this after the primer, and it gives my skin like this really beautiful bronzy tint. Today I'm going to use it as primer because I don't really have a Charlotte Tilbury primer, and this is what the product looks like. It's kind of like a white gray shade, and it's very liquidy, and when you rub it and warm it up between your fingers, you'll see that it kind of turns like a bronzy shade. I'm placing this all over my skin. I love the way this makes my skin look. It looks very glowy. It has like this beautiful bronze tint to it. So as you can see, it has this really beautiful glow. It has a beautiful bronze tint. It just looks really nice on the skin. Now I'm going to go in with the Louise Eye Base. This is not Charlotte Tilbury, of course, but I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury eye base. I don't know if she has an eye primer. If she does, let me know, but I don't think she does. So I'm just gonna put this on with my finger, just kind of pat it all in. I just got my eyelashes done and I don't want to ruin them, so I'm just going gently onto my eyelid. I'm excited today, guys, because we're gonna use this Nudes palette. This is the Super Nudes palette that I picked up at the Sephora sale. Again, I'm not sure, I hadn't had time to look in my past videos to see if I've used this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it again. Even if I have used it, I do want to try it again. All right, so this is the little palette. On the back it has like numbers, I guess, where you can follow to do like certain eye looks. Today we're not going to use that. We're just going to go with the flow and just kind of come up with our own little look. But this is what the palette looks like. It is a really pretty palette. I think it's pretty for like everyday looks. So I am going to use this shade right here, this cream shade. I'm going to use that all over my lid to set the primer. What I want to do is go into this shade right here, and I'm just going to bring that above on the bone right here. I'm not really bringing it into the crease. I'm just kind of putting it right here on top of the brow bone. So now I'm going to get this shade right here, and this is the next one next to that shade, and I'm just going to bring that shade into the crease. As you can see, there's like powder forming when I put the brush in, but it's not too bad. It's just, you're gonna have to, like, you know, hit the brush on top of the palette to get the excess off. Okay, so this is a beautiful shade, really pretty. Now, I don't remember using the mini palette where the shades are coming off really nicely. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, like I said, it's been a while and I didn't really have time to look, you know, on my videos to see if I use this or not. So anyway, that is really pretty. I do like that. So I want to deepen it up. So I'm going to go in with the next shade, this shade right here. And I'm probably going to use every shade in here because I want to see if they all perform well. It makes you feel like whether the palette's worth it or not, you know? Okay, let me just say this about this palette right now. It performs way better than the Tom Ford quad that I had. I'm talking way better. That Tom Ford quad was, I'm sorry guys, I just did not like it. The formula was horrible. Okay, so we have gotten that shade on, which I think is really, really pretty. I could leave it like this and then I'm good to go, but I'm not going to do that today. I want to go ahead and use the last two shades, and that's this one and the black one. I'm going to go in with that more gray tone shade, and it's really not gray, it's like a beige shade, and I'm just going to put that like right there on my lid. Yeah, it's not gray, it's beige, but it's pretty. And you see how pigmented it is? I'm barely putting a little bit on my brush, and then I'm just kind of packing it onto my lid. I am going to take that black shade right there, and I'm going to deepen up the outer corner. And this black shade is not super black. It looks more like charcoal. It's not super black, but it's really pretty and it's going on really nicely. It's not patchy at all, which is surprising because you know a lot of the darker shades can be patchy at times. This one's not. We're gonna go with the Flawless filter. This is one of my other favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm using the shade 5.5. I do have the shade 6 and I think I have the shade 7. Yeah, 7 or 7.5. I can't remember, but I have one shade below, which is this one, and then one shade above. I've used all of them. They have really beautiful undertones. Yeah, so I'm going to use this like just on my cheeks, just like this, on my nose, my forehead, a little above my lip, give a little glow, put a little bit more on my cheeks because I like that glow. This really looks beautiful on the skin. It gives that really beautiful like glow to the skin. I like putting it on my forehead, the tops of my cheeks, and my nose, kind of like a highlighter, you know. Before I go in with my foundation, I am going to do my eyebrows really quickly. I'm using the Brow Cheat. This one's actually a natural black. I think I might have bought dark brown during the sale, but this one's a natural black. And I'm gonna go ahead and run through this really quickly. I went ahead and put on my eyebrows. I did the best that I could with them very quickly. Now I'm gonna go into one of my favorite foundations from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is in the shade 7N. I'm probably gonna get a darker shade for the summer, but for now I'm gonna use 7N because that's what I have here at home. And I'm just going to press that onto the skin. This is such a gorgeous foundation and I love it. I love the way it lasts. I love the way it looks. It does have really nice coverage too. It's not bad, but I still have to put on my Tarte Shape Tape, which is normal for me, guys. I cannot not put it on there. Unless it's a really nice full coverage foundation, I cannot not use my Tarte Shape Tape. This shade works really good for me right now, but like I said, in the summer, when I get a little bit darker, I'm definitely gonna need a different shade. I'm just gonna put this on really quickly. This is in the shade Tan. Another product I love from this line is the corrector. The corrector is really good. I have mine in the shade number 2. It has more of like a peachy has more of like a peachy undertone to it. So I'm going to just get a brush and run that onto the corrector, and then I'm just going to correct this area right here, my under eyes. This is a really good one because it really does cover up those dark circles and it lays a really nice base for the concealer. I can already tell it covered it up really well. The next product I want to show you is the Magic Away Concealer. This is in 5.5. I used to wear, I think, 6, if I'm not mistaken. I ended up getting 5.5 at Nordstrom because they had this as a new shade, and yeah, I really do like it. It's not super light, but it is still brightening under the eyes. It is a good shade for me. I'm just going to use that brush to actually blend that into the under eye. But yeah, I love this concealer. It's so full coverage. And it blends beautifully. Now, I will tell you what I don't like about this concealer is that it gets really messy very quickly because the applicator will just ooze out product, and that's what I don't like about it. It does get messy. So I'm not gonna set anything just yet. I am gonna go in with this wand. This is the contour, and this one's in medium deep. So this is what this looks like. I know you guys have seen this everywhere. They were out of this contour wand like forever. They do have one, it's a little bit lighter tone. I think it's a light medium, and I've tried that one, but it's way too light for my skin tone, so I had to go with medium deep. And all I like to do is just put this like right here, right under my cheekbone, just like that. And then I like to add a little bit to my forehead, just like that. And that's pretty much what I do with this. Now, I do want to mention something about these tube products. I noticed, and another one of my subscribers noticed as well, that it seems like there's less product in those tubes. I thought I was going crazy when I bought that wand, and I was like, why does it seem like there's less? But now that another subscriber had mentioned it, I was like, right? I noticed it too. I noticed that it was a lot less product. Like when you squeeze it, it feels like it only has like that much product in there. It's so weird. I was glad someone else noticed that. Normally I would put it 2 on my chin, but today I'm not gonna do that. But I love this wand. It's so, so pretty. I'm gonna set my face with this. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Pressed Powder. I have medium and I also have tan. I'm gonna use tan today because I like the way tan looks on my skin. Medium I do like, but mainly for the center, and I'm just gonna use tan because I have it out here. This powder is so beautiful on the skin. It sets my makeup so well, especially with this foundation. with the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, it sets that foundation really nicely. So I'm just setting everything. The contour, I'm not setting my under eyes just yet, guys. I'm just gonna use a different powder for that because I don't have a powder that I like from Charlotte Tilbury to set my under eyes, because my under eyes are just like, you know, I have more mature under eyes, so I have like some fine lines there. So I like to set it with powders that make it look a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna set it with a new powder I've been loving by Givenchy. This one is Rose Voilà, and I really love this powder for my under eyes, and I just usually take like a puff. This one's the Tati puff, and I just kind of rub it into the cap, and then I take whatever it is and I kind of press it on the back of my hand so I don't get too much powder, because I don't want it to look cakey, and then I just press it on my under eyes. And this powder looks so pretty and smooth on my under eyes. I love it. So I did buy the Airbrush Bronzer in Tan. I do have this in medium. I am going to use this one today because this is a bronzer that I actually wanted to buy for the summer. I don't think I've ever tried tan on my skin. I've seen a lot of people like this shade better than the medium, but I want to go ahead and try it for myself. So yeah, so this is the tan, and I love the tan. It's so pretty. I'm going to run that on my cheeks. Oh yeah, that tan is gorgeous. I love the tone of this bronzer. It's so pretty. I got two blushes. I'm so excited. Okay, so I picked up the new cream blushes from Charlotte Tilbury. I did not get these at Sephora. I did pick them up at Nordstrom. So this is the packaging for the blushes. They're round, but they have that flat top to them. Most of her packaging comes with like a curved top, but these have a flat top. But still, it's really beautiful packaging. I'm looking at the back here. They're actually called the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. So you can use these for your lips as well. I'm not going to use them on my lips today. I just want to use them as a blush. This one's called Color of Passion. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And this one is beautiful too. This is Color of Dreams. I'm going to put them up against each other so you guys will see. But they are different shades. One's a little lighter than the other. This one's a little bit deeper berry tone, and this one is more like a light or like a medium mauve tone, but really beautiful. They do come with mirrors inside the packaging. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the Color of Dreams shade. So I'm gonna go in with the brush, and I'm just gonna press it into the product. Again, these are cream blushes. Okay, so I put a little bit on my brush. I'm going to tap it on the back of my hand because that's the way I like to do it. I don't like to go directly onto my skin. And then I'm just going to push that onto the cheeks. Now, I just noticed that when I tapped it on the back of my hand and before I put it on my cheek, that it wasn't super pigmented. But that's okay because we can build this shade up. I don't mind if they're pigmented or if they come off light. I just want to know that I can build them up if they do come off light. Okay, you guys tell me, what do y'all think? I love it. And they kind of smell like chocolate. They smell really good. The foundation has minimized just a little bit with these because they're a little bit more emollient than most blushes that I've been trying here lately. As you can see, they have a really pretty glow to them, so they are emollient. I don't like it when my foundation comes off with the product. It didn't look like my foundation came off. It just looks like it kind of thinned out my foundation. Now, if I use a product where my foundation completely comes off, I don't want to use that product anymore. But with this, it doesn't look like it came off. It just looks like it kind of sheared it out a little bit. So I'm just going in with my brush with my foundation and just kind of pressing whatever residual that I had on that brush. I press it into the cheek color, and it just kind of adds a little bit more, you know, coverage to that area. Another thing I like to do is to go ahead and put a powder over my cheeks, because usually I go in with a lot of blush and I always go in with a powder afterwards to kind of tone it down. And the powder that I like to use for that is the One Size powder. I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury powder that has this kind of full coverage. That's why I like to go in with this one. I'm just gonna take a brush and put it in there, and then I'm just going to press it onto the cheeks just to give it a little bit of coverage. Not only that, to tone down the cheek color. And you see how it kind of smooths it out. It does add a little bit more coverage to my skin, so it doesn't look too bad. My melasma is showing a little bit, but it's not really bothering me. I think the cheek color is really pretty. So this is a new highlighter. I did purchase the more copper tone highlighter. It's a little bit darker than this one, and I love this highlighter. I've already tried it on my skin, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it again today. The other one that I have, it hasn't gotten here yet, so I'll just have to wait and use that on another video, but I am gonna use this one today because I think this one is so stinking gorgeous. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. See how I'm squeezing the tube? It feels like there's hardly any product in this tube. It's really crazy. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why, but I really feel like they put less product in here. I'm just gonna take the Tati sponge. I'm gonna press a product on there, and then I'm just gonna put it on the top of my cheeks. I'm just gonna do this right now on one cheek because I wanna show you this other highlighter that I have that I purchased. You see how pretty that is? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use another highlighter. I ended up purchasing both of the Pillow Talk Multi Glow highlighters. These are the only two shades that they had. One of them is more like a pinky type shade. The other one has more like peach tones. And I think what I want to use is the pink one. Here's the packaging of the highlighters. Look how gorgeous that is. I love the pink marbling there. Just really pretty. It kind of is more like iridescent when you kind of move it around. This is the product. It's like etched pillowing type embossing, but really pretty. You can choose out of the 4 shades here, or you can mix it all around. One of the shades in here is super, I don't know if you guys can tell, it has a lot of like glitter to it. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of swirl my brush around, get a lot of those shades, mix the shades, and then I'm going to put that on my cheeks. Okay, so I put that on there and it doesn't show. It's not super pigmented, so I'm gonna go in a little bit harder with my brush. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. All right, I do like this. It's like a sheer glow. It's not like super glowy, but it's still really beautiful, really pretty. I wanna try the peach one. So here is the other one. The pink one's Romance Light, but this one is Dreamlight. This is a more peachy tone. I'm gonna pull back a little bit so you guys can kind of see the color. I'm going to go ahead and swirl my brush in this one. I'm gonna place it on top of this highlighter. Yeah, this one's a more peachy tone. It's a little bit darker for sure, but really beautiful. I kind of like this shade as opposed to this shade because this one shows up a little bit better. This one looks kind of like a little bit faded. It's still pretty, but I just think for my skin tone, I like this shade better. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the other side, mix it with that pink, just to kind of deepen it up. See, yeah, see how it shows a little bit better on my skin tone? Yeah, as opposed to the other one. The other one is very sheer. So I purchased 2 lip liners during the sale. I also purchased this lipstick in Catwalking. I do want to try this lipstick with one of these lip liners, and I think I'm going to go in with the one that I've always wanted, and I think it's called Love Trap. This one is one that I have had my eye on. I just hadn't purchased it. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Love Trap is so pretty, guys. It's like a kind of like a mauve-y nude brown tone. It's really pretty. And now we're gonna go in with Catwalking. This is the shade right here. Oh yeah, those go really nice together. I'm gonna swatch the color of Passion for you guys. Now it looks super dark, but it doesn't come off that dark. Look, it's right there. Can you see it? It's right there. I want to show you guys another lipstick that I had my eye on and that I purchased during the sale. I haven't used it yet. I'm taking it out of the box right now. This one's called Scarlet Spell. This is so gorgeous. Such a beautiful like brick red. I'm gonna swatch it because I want y'all to see. So that's it right there. Really beautiful like brick red tone. Cannot wait to use this. And I want to swatch my Hot Gossip one for you because I want y'all to see this shade. This one would go really well with this lipstick as well. That's Hot Gossip. I love the creaminess of those lip liners, and I love the feel of the lipsticks. I think the formulas are fantastic. So yeah, guys, this is the finished look. All right, guys, so we're gonna go over these products really quickly. Only the new ones, not the ones that I have loved and that I have here. I did not use a cream shadow because I do have a video where I show you guys the cream shadows that I've been loving, and the Charlotte Tilbury cream shadows were obviously in that video. So if you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and either link it down below or right here. But let's go ahead and go over these new products really quickly. As far as the highlighters, now both of these highlighters are really, really pretty. The Romance Light is way lighter than what I expected. You see how kind of pigmented it is when I swatch it? And of course, when you swatch things and you put them on your face, they come out totally different. But this is what that Romance Light looks like. It's very like sheer, and it's kind of got like a very light pink tone to it. I think this would be really pretty on its own with a like pinkier type of blush, but I do love this. I am gonna keep it. I think it's gorgeous. Now this one was my favorite. This is the Dreamlight, of course, because it is a little bit darker toned. It has more of those peachy bronzy tones in it. It's just so pretty. But this is the swatch of it right here. That's it right there. So, so beautiful. This one is just going to be gorgeous on medium to darker skin tones. I think if you're fair, you could use this as a blush because it does have some pigment to it. Even though they have that shade in there that looks a little glittery, it doesn't look glittery on the skin. It looks more glowy on the skin. As far as the lipstick, I love the Catwalking lipstick. I think it's so pretty. And like I said, I love the pencils. They're really good, nice and creamy pencils. This is the highlighter. The highlighter is gorgeous. And I'm going to say it again. It feels like there's not a lot of product in here. If you guys know something that I don't, please listen in the comments down below. I'd like to know if they're putting less product in here. For the lip and cheek glows, now I do feel like these are pretty emollient. They're not like super emollient where they're going to kind of cause a slip on my skin. I didn't feel like it took off the foundation, but I do feel like it kind of thinned it out, which to me, it's not as bad as when the foundation lifts. So I don't really have a problem with these. I think these are gonna look really nice, like on a very beautiful, like matte foundation. I think it'll look better like on that type of foundation than a foundation like the Beautiful Skin, which is a lot thinner consistency. It's a lot more of a glowy, medium coverage type foundation. I'm definitely gonna try them with other foundations to see how well they play with those foundations, but so far so good with these guys. There's only 2 shades. I'm sure she's going to come out with more. These are probably just something that she came out with first, but these are really good, and you can use these on your lips as well. And as far as the tan bronzer, I really do love this shade. I think it's a beautiful like tan warm shade on the skin. It's going to be perfect for me for those summer months because I do get a little bit darker, and I think it's just going to look outstanding once I do get a little bit darker. So yeah, I love it. I think it looks really nice. Okay guys, I almost forgot to mention the palette. I don't know what happened when I tried this before, because I think I did try it before, but I don't remember me getting this mini palette and it being this good. I really like the formula of these shadows. I think the shadows came off beautifully on the eye. I didn't have any issues with patching, with it looking drying, with it not blending. They just came off on the eye so beautifully. So yeah, this is going to be a go-to palette for me. It's going to be one of those palettes that I'm always going to have right here on hand so that I can just do a quick look and use this as my everyday palette. It's that good. It's so good. I will say the shadows are a little bit powdery, but to be honest with you, the shades came off so beautifully that that really does not matter to me. That's just so like minor. So that's it for me trying a lot of the new products that I purchased at the Sephora sale, and also some really loved products that I've been using for a long time now. So thanks again for being here. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.